Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope you're having a lovely day, or at least a better day than the people who work at Google in their advertising departments. This is something that is, oh my god, so much worse for them than people using an ad blocker. In the past few videos I've done, I've talked about how it seems like YouTube is trying to go to war with ad blockers, and the ad blockers are sharpening their swords to go to war with YouTube. However, this entire battle back and forth between ad blockers, YouTube, and the viewer is a complete red herring. That is the least of Google's problems right now when it comes to YouTube and advertiser revenue. This is a very, very long report from Analytics that I will link to down below. I'm not going to go over the entire report. I'm going to go over highlights from this report that I find to be informative and unfortunate. This report finds that advertisers, including Fortune 500 brands, the U.S. federal government, and many small businesses may have been misled for years about Google's proprietary TrueView skippable in-stream video ads. This misalignment may have cost media buyers up to billions of digital ad dollars, which were ultimately spent on small, muted, outstream, auto-playing video ad units running on independent websites and mobile apps. TrueView is Google's proprietary cost-per-view, choice-based ad format that serves on YouTube, millions of applications, and across the web. TrueView asks users if they want to skip the video ad after 5 seconds with a visual prompt. Google's policies state that TrueView ads must be skippable, they must be audible, and the playing of the video in the ad cannot be solely initiated by passive user scrolling. So you have to actually click on a video, you will see the opportunity to skip the ad, and the audio must be playing. TrueView in-stream ad placement reports from brands and advertisers, including Fortune 500 brands, show that in some ad campaigns, between 42 to 75% of TrueView in-stream ad spend was allocated to sites and apps that did not meet Google's own standards. Many media buyers were surprised to learn that the majority of their ad budgets against the so-called walled garden environment was spent on muted, auto-playing video ads on third-party websites such as LebanonFiles.com and FreeWebNovel.com, or on foreign-developed Android mobile gaming apps for toddlers. And you can see over here where it's going over some of the websites that the ads were featured on with the problems. So here you have an Amex YouTube TrueView ad, but this is not being shown on YouTube. It's on a third-party website. The video player is muted by default, and it's all the way off to the side where you're probably not going to see it. And the video ads autoplay without you having to do anything. So the whole concept is you need to hit play for it to be a TrueView ad. And here on many of these websites, the video is autoplaying and the ad is autoplaying and it is muted, which is completely worthless to the advertiser. If you chose to watch a video, then you're more likely to be engaged with the ad than if you did not choose to watch a video and the ad is muted. Obviously, this would result in more ad views, which means that the gentleman's video would make more money and the advertiser would spend more money and Google would make more money while the advertiser gets effed in the ass, which is a serious problem for the advertiser. And they give many examples here with, this literally scrolls forever on all the different ways that you are getting screwed if you're an advertiser that is advertising on YouTube's platform, and all the websites that do not meet Google and YouTube's own standards that these ads are playing on and you as an advertiser are paying for. Many TrueView skippable in-stream ads that Analytics reviewed were delivered on sites and applications in which the ads were rendered in a method that violates Google's own definitions of in-stream. Specifically, ads were placed on pages with such characteristics as 1. In small outstream video players in the corner or side of the consumer's device viewport. 2. In a fully muted video player. 3. With little to no video content in between consecutive TrueView ads. 4. Where the video ads autoplay without any viewer interaction or initiation. 5. The ads played continuously on a loop. Another media buyer who received an advanced copy of this research told Analytics, nobody goes to walled gardens like YouTube to run on audience networks which all have the same crappy inventory. This is a method for YouTube and Google to extract more budget and manufacture scale in a way that is palatable to the advertiser because they don't fully understand it. And then it comes to the list of brands that have had these garbage ads played, and this is where it starts to get funny and also scary if you're somebody that actually relies on YouTube ad revenue for a living, which I hope to God to never be in the place that is my sole form of income. When you see the list of brands, this is just an absolute and utter mess. Wall Street Journal, United States Federal Government, Department of Health, European Parliament, Johnson & Johnson, New York City Municipal Government, well, don't care about them, HP, Ernst & Young, Newark, Delaware Police Department, JP Morgan Bank, American Express, Alberta New Democratic Party, Samsung, Empower Annuity, Macy's, Disney Plus, Best Buy, Mercedes, Office Depot, General. These are the companies that are going to be looking very, very closely at their YouTube and Google ad spend and trying to see if they're getting their money's worth out of it and whether or not it's converting after looking at a report like this when their ads are running in a manner that is inconsistent with Google and YouTube's own policies. Now, again, a lot of the methodology that they're using here, they go over their methodology and it is a way to get an idea but it is not 100% exact precise. And that is because YouTube does not allow you to put your own tracking material into the advertisements that run on their platform. Google does not allow third-party tracking pixels for YouTube ad measurement. And this can be a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because it means less trackers on your computer. It's a bad thing for the advertiser because only Google is able to come up with exact numbers here. They go over the methodology they use in this article, and you're welcome to read it down below. That goes over how they came to the numbers they came to. But these numbers cannot be exact because the only person who's actually going to understand what's going on here are Google. The only people that have access to the raw, unfettered data is actually going to be Google. According to Google's public online documentation on third-party measurement on YouTube, Google does not accept third-party tracking pixels for YouTube measurement. YouTube does have a YouTube measurement program, which includes ad verification companies like Integral Ad Science and Double Verify. However, it appears that these measurement partners have to rely on aggregated server-to-server data transfers via the YouTube data feed in order to execute their independent measurement analytics. The vendors are not able to place their own independent pixels or code directly into the YouTube ad-serving environments. The distinction is important, as it means the YouTube measurement partner programs are likely not able to independently verify or measure the environments in which the YouTube ads are appearing. Rather, these measurement vendors likely rely on the data that YouTube itself collects and then makes available to them, which is the company that has the incentive structure put in place to obscure whether or not your ads are playing on garbage platforms, because if they were, you would stop giving them money. So the one company that has the ability to give you precise data on this is the very company that benefits from not giving you the precise data on this, because if you had that precise data, many of these companies might not be paying hundreds of millions of dollars for these garbage advertisements. The research report by Analytics is highly incriminating based on findings and allegations represented within. I see this as structural misrepresentation of advertising products at best and downright fraudulent misleading practices at worst. If true, this will have major repercussions in the industry and lead to a significant negative impact on Google's perceived quality and reliability. Ubiquity works for 75 of the top 100 brands, nearly all listed in this report as possibly being exposed, and we will initiate a large-scale review of this immediately. We thank Analytics for their hard work in this and previous cases and look forward to a detailed reply from Google. Furthermore, Google has observed delivering thousands of TrueView ads that declared bots running out of Google Cloud data center servers. YouTube has not allowed independent third-party measurement and verification tags to be applied to its ad inventory since 2016. In your own words, how would you feel if YouTube is running large numbers of your ad campaign's YouTube TrueView in-stream video ads on third-party websites or applications with small outstream video players with sound off by default that were auto-playing without user involvement? The media buyers responded, I would demand a refund of all impression and third-party costs associated with buying those ads. I would also demand that YouTube and Google block buying of these ad placements by default. Cheated by YouTube, not confident in future YouTube buys without plans to improve ad placements. I would feel like I was ripped off. I would feel like the inventory was unreliable and not worth paying for. Cheated out of my money. I would feel screwed. Fraud. That inventory run in a way that was not in line with how it was purchased. Pissed. Would feel like it's not a transparent investment. Owed a massive credit. I would feel cheated. I would feel like I wasn't getting what I paid for. And the list goes on and on. Now, there is a gentleman that pointed out that when Google actually responded to this, that the response was complete and utter garbage. And that gentleman is Dr. Augustine Fau. My apologies if I have mispronounced your name. People mispronounce mine all the time. It drives me nuts, so I'm sorry if I did that to you. As he excellently points out, as I said at the top of the article, the Google blog post responding to the research basically said nothing. Worse, it contained lies, misdirection, and non-answers. In 2022, we stopped serving ads on more than 143,000 sites for violating our policies has nothing to do with the detailed documentation of outstream ads being misrepresented and being sold as TrueView skippable in-stream ads, which advertisers thought they were buying. They were hoping that the advertisers and buyers, media agencies, are not technical enough to cut through the crap and that this will blow over by the next news cycle. The 1,100 advertisers that spend billions on YouTube advertising over the last 3 years should be pissed. They should also take action and collectively demand refunds on at least 3 and 4 ads that did not meet Google's own policies and definitions for TrueView skippable in-stream ads. At the very least, Google should refund the 3 and 4 that they themselves would define as in-stream. And the way that Google dealt with this was completely like a douchebag politician would. You have a company that was selling outstream video ads as in-stream TrueView ads, which are very different products. People were paying for the TrueView in-stream ad. They were getting the outstream ad. And Google says, and I quote, in 2022, we stopped serving ads on more than 143,000 sites for violating our policies. That has nothing to do with you misrepresenting and selling product A as product B. If I'm a politician and you catch me using $1 million of taxpayer funds to remodel my home, and I go out there and I step out to the podium and the microphone and I say in response, I believe that every American has the right to the pursuit of happiness and freedom. I believe that every American has the right to remodel their own home if they see fit in the way that they wish. That has nothing to do with the fact that I just got caught stealing $1 million of taxpayer funds. What politicians will often do when they get cornered is they answer the question that wasn't asked with a really positive answer that will get people to cheer, because most people, when they hear that positive answer, will forget the actual question that was asked. And it works. Listen to any presidential debate. This works very well. And that's the tactic that Google is employing here. Further, when you scroll down, this just gets funnier and funnier. Somebody comments, it looks like Google already took down the policies page that you linked to, which states the misrepresentation of outstream is instream. Now it gives a 404. So this guy luckily took a screenshot of these pages because he knew what Google was going to do. And now when you click the link, it doesn't even work anymore. So you can't even get proof from Google's own website unless you had screenshotted it beforehand that they were screwing over the advertisers. Good job, Google. Don't do evil, my balls. This has nothing to do with ad blockers. Here's the thing. With adblock, you don't see the ad. The advertiser doesn't pay Google for the ad. They don't care about that. Dare I say it, I don't believe advertisers themselves actually care about adblock. What they care about are their ads that they paid to be over here under these circumstances, showing up over here under those circumstances where these ads at least have a chance of being listened to and seen. These do not. These will never convert. These will never get that brand any loyalty. These, they're literally throwing money away. At the very least, when you are using an ad blocker, they are not paying. The advertisers have a serious reason to be pissed here. And by YouTube going to war with ad blockers, it makes it seem like they're doing something. It makes it seem like they're doing something that is pro-advertiser, when in reality, this could actually be worse, because what that means is that your ads will continue to show up in areas where the viewer has absolutely zero chance of ever seeing them. In a tiny video player, showing up on a site that is playing two videos at the same time, without viewer interaction, with the ad muted, so that your money is literally pissed down a drain. I think more advertisers should read this report, and I think more advertisers should read Dr. Augustine Fowl's report. And again, if the money that you're putting into YouTube is coming back to you, if you put $5,000 into Google Ads this month, and then the next month you made an additional $50,000 in revenue with a 40% profit margin, by all means, keep using YouTube and Google Video Ads. I have no problem with you using it if you're seeing actual conversion. If you don't have a way to very, very carefully track your ad spend and figure out exactly how your YouTube ads that you're paying for are converting over into actual business for you, read this report and look over your ad spend. Because again, in the past, I have paid Google for advertising, I've paid Facebook for advertising, and I have found time and time again, the best way to get my product across to the general consumer was to be the best at what I do, show people how to do what I do, and not ask for anything in return. So that the nerdy tech person that was friends with the normie, that was trusted by everybody as the tech guy, would be the one referring business to me. That worked. These types of video ads, random pay-per-click crap, I never got a genuine good return from that. And I really do kind of wonder if this is going to be the kick in the nuts for Google that finally pulls YouTube down a notch. One of the things I've mentioned in many of these recent videos is that with interest rates going up, more and more companies are going to be shaving away the projects that don't actually make more financial sense. And if Google has a product that's just kind of been piddle-paddling along, that doesn't really make them money, that has now been revealed to be screwing their top advertisers out of hundreds of millions of dollars, bruh, this is not going to go well. I really don't think you can shove this under a rug by releasing a couple of press releases that show that you're really sticking it to ad blockers. Adblock is the least of your problems, YouTube. And if they don't find a way to fix this and gain back the advertiser trust, I'm just going to throw this out there. If your business, if your livelihood requires YouTube ad revenue to pay your mortgage, look elsewhere. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now.